Hello everyone and a very warm welcome to my weekly update. Now I hope that many of you were able to join us on the webinar that we hosted earlier this week with Nick von Westenholz and Gail Sousa looking at the EU-UK trading relationship. I am picking up from a lot of members their concern around seed and market access and also seed potatoes. Victoria Prentice, the Farming Minister, assures me that she is onto this and she hopes to have it resolved. So I will keep you updated as and when I know more. But we had over 600 people on that call and a lot of really positive feedback. Obviously, in this time of lockdown, we've got no other way of keeping in touch. So we will be having a lot of NFU live events and hoping to keep you as up to date on all aspects as much as we can. Now, many of you will have heard George Eustace, the Secretary of State, announce the gene editing consultation at the Oxford Farming Conference yesterday. And alongside this, of course, we have the live animal transport consultation, which is now out there as well. I'm picking up a lot of concern from members around the live animal transport consultation. It certainly is a big ticket consultation and we need to make sure that we get, an unprecedented response to it. I can't be here today, sitting here today, talking to you without mentioning the massive challenge, the massive crisis that we face with COVID at the moment. I know it's shocking to all of us to be back in lockdown. I genuinely don't think there was any other solution. And sadly, we all now know of people with COVID, and I very sadly, and I'm sure many of you know of people who have died of COVID. Incredibly worrying times. We just cannot get the Oxford vaccine rolled out fast enough. I know I speak to many members that really do feel, they felt isolated before, they now feel even more isolated. And I guess my plea to every one of you is to please get in touch with neighbours, with friends. Do pick up the phone to people who you have any concerns about. And keep in touch and just make sure that they are okay. I know a lot of people live in very isolated areas. And at this time of year, I think even more challenging. January and February are difficult months. We have much shorter daylight hours. And it's always the months of colds and flu and everything else. So we've just really, really got to look out for each other. And while we're on the subject of COVID, I want to touch briefly on the situation with footpaths. Now, I have never seen so many people using my footpaths as have been over the past 12 months, and particularly in periods of lockdown. And I have to say this winter period, although it's very challenging underfoot, we're still seeing a lot of people. I have to say on my farm, the footpaths are being used responsibly. We're not having any problems, but that is not the case across many parts of the country. And I know a lot of the footage I've seen on social media channels has shown enormous damage with footpaths getting ever wider as people walk them, difficult conditions underfoot, and of course they look for fresh ground and walk further out. And it is causing a lot of damage, a lot of worry. And we've got some posters that are there for any of you that want them, that are just encouraging people to behave responsibly, to stick to the footpaths, just really follow the countryside code. So if you do want some, please go to NFU online and all the information will be there. And yet again, I urge you to please download the NFU app. It's got real-time information when it happens. And although we're in lockdown, to reassure each and every one of you that the NFU is there for you. Our Call First team are there, ready and waiting your calls if needed. So I finish by urging all of you to please take good care in these extraordinary times. Look after yourselves, and I very much look forward to speaking to you again next week. Thank you.